Is this thing on? Great. Yellow and yellow friends, butt fams, and chaps. Thank you for tuning in. I hope everything's going good with you, and thank you for spending some time with me today. I hope this information that I'm sharing with you and providing you find useful and beneficial to you in your life. So today, I'm just reading an article from Addicted to Success. It's titled Wealth Lessons Everyone Should Hear for Every Stage of Your Life. And that's the date. It's the topic, the source. So, wealth lessons everyone should hear for every stage of your life. This is a good subject. So it starts with the question, do you have the courage to rewrite your story? Question mark, yes or no. Then we get a great looking picture. I'm not sure if that's the author, contributor, but we'll find out. And then it says, do you see what I see? Question mark. So this is like kind of like a story point of view. I think it's the way this one's written. Question mark, yes or no. Then likely not, as we see ourselves through the lens of our own story. That's how it begins. So this is someone telling the story in this article. It says, here's a snapshot of mine. I grew up in lower middle class. I was overweight and mistreated in school. Pause. Which had a lasting emotional effect well beyond the years of mistreating. My mother was a homemaker and my dad worked around the clock, so he was rarely home. After a defining moment involving being mistreated and being inspired by the movie sensation Rocky at the time, I laced up my tennis shoes and went for a run. From that day on, fitness became my church in many ways, and it shaped my discipline. I thrived as a straight A student and then married and had my first child during my last year of college, and dots in 1983. My career in wealth management followed a few years later along with my second child. My career in life have seen incredible lows, that's the author's point of view, and highs, M dash. The market crash of 2000 to 2002, pause, the Great Recession from 2007 to 2009, and the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. So this author says they navigated, this thing's kind of turning. There we go. So this author says they navigated a divorce, pause, found love again, and in round brackets it says they just celebrated their 17-year anniversary, end round bracket, close round bracket, so that's good to hear for a new partner, and became a father for a third time in their 50s. With all of its ups and downs, pause, the one thing I know for sure, or they know for sure, is that they wouldn't change or shift any of it as it made them who they are today. So next topic is what I would share with my younger self, or what they would share with their younger self. Kind of change the point of view here. So it says, we often hear the phrase in quotes, what would you tell your younger self? Question mark, this or that. For them, when they look in the mirror, they think about what they would tell themselves at various stages in their 20s. During that phase, it was all about the hustle, pause, and there was no real balance. They felt like it was fight or flight mode all the time. So what would you tell yourself in your 20s, your 20ish self? That's what it says here. What would you tell your 20ish self? That's some interesting topics. So the first point says work to find balance. I'll just show you those points again. Just going through those one by one. So next it says work to find balance, M dash, your happiness depends on it. Live a little, M dash, laughter is like medicine. Spend as much time with your kids as you can. It goes by so quick. Set goals and track them. And it says, you are going to make it. And in round brackets, it says, be dedicated and consistent. So the next point says, This thing keeps on turning a little bit. So next point says the author was reflecting in their 30s and all the lessons they learned in this period of time. It may have become a little rocky. Then it makes reference to that movie. And then it says, by taking the lessons, they learned the value of learning versus winning. So the next point is what it says, if I was talking to my 30-ish self, I would say ... First point is, it's better to cut your losses early. Time is of value. Second point is, it's okay to start over. Failure isn't final. And next point is, eat more pizza. An indulgence here or there won't derail you or misguide you. And then it goes on to say, if you do what you love, you will never work a day in your life. You are working or doing what you love? Sorry. And question mark, yes or no. Then it says, integrity always. Your reputation should be your most coveted possession. Act accordingly. And then it says, I don't know if it's just me, but in my 40s, I realized that you need to channel grit to outlast life. Mentally, pause, emotionally, pause, and physically. I realized that longevity and sustainability in all ways was key. So that was important. Then we get to the next topic. It says, if I had a chance to sit down with my 40-ish self, I would say, that's the next topic there, subject matter. So go through that. So first point says, trust your gut. It's usually right. Second point says, for every door that closes, another opens. Don't be afraid of closed doors. They are redirections. Then the next point says, life is a marathon, not a sprint. Train accordingly every day. Then it says, so the author says, in 50s, or their 50s were empowering, not because they were easy, but because they learned the importance of mastering uncertainty. In life, the one constant is change or shifting. So if you can learn to master uncertainty, you are already ahead. Then the next point, it says, a few other things they learned in their 50s include, first point, you cannot control the market. Let me just show you that. Some other stuff they learned in their 50s, so that's interesting. As an equal sign or equate sign. It took me a long time to accept this, but it is a universal truth. Things don't always turn out as planned. And that is okay. They turn out as they were supposed to. Be brave when others are fearful. After all, fear is often simply false evidence appearing real, and that's in quotes. Our minds like to create all sorts of stories. Then I guess the point says, do you have the courage to rewrite your story? Question mark, like how this article began. Today in his 60s, in their 60s, I don't know if it's guy or girl, not sure, male or female, but both guys. Says they look back at themselves. So let me reread this. It says, today in my 60s, I look back at myself on the day I laced up my tennis shoes and went on to the shortest yet hardest run I've ever been on. I remember thinking my life cannot always be this way. Do you have so ask that question. Then it says, I have to create change or a shift. Were my runs easy while I was overweight? Question mark, yes or no. Did mistreating voices immediately go away? Question mark, yes or no. I'm guessing not so easily. And then no, it says no. And shifts doesn't happen overnight. It requires discipline, dedication, and consistency. But they are grateful beyond measure that they put on their running shoes that day and committed to changes. So yes, he said they said they can't imagine where they would be had they not made those decisions and took courage to rewrite the story of their lives. So no explanation necessary, no expounding necessary. They made the choice to shift. So that's the end of the topic. So this was written, I believe, by someone named Bart Zandbergen. Zandbergen. So with over, I'll just show you the contributor profile. Looks like this person's in finance, financial advisory, business. Let's see what it says. So with over 3 decades of dedication and service, Bart A. Zandbergen is an esteemed certified financial planner and the founder and CEO of the Zandbergen Group. As a nationally recognized authority in financial planning and investment advising, as well as a certified divorce financial advisor. He has devoted his career to guiding clients to a life full of purpose and financial freedom through personalized financial planning. His integrity, laser-sharp focus, and skill at guiding his clientele's financial future led to him being recognized as one of the nation's top 1% of financial advisors, according to Forbes magazine. Bart is also an accomplished speaker, His expert point of view has been published in the New York Times, Forbes, the Orange County Register, Nobleman Magazine, Men's Book, Modern Luxury, Wellbeing Magazine, and Riviera. It says click the comment. So that's success advice from this professional financial advisory firm. So that's the whole article. This one I thought was really interesting. So it's much more interesting than some other stuff I was reading about. But it's called Wealth Lessons Everyone Should Hear. So this camera, I gotta work on this stand. Wealth lessons everyone should hear for every stage of your life. And that's from addicted2success.com. So great. So this is a great article. I recommend if you have some time, you should browse this website. I find a bunch of good stuff on here. Really appreciative of this content. It's great to talk about or paraphrase. Let me know what you think about it. Leave a comment. Thank you for spending time here. I hope you find this information useful. Until next time, have a good one.